So hello people, welcome to the Debian desktop. This is the this is the Precision T1700 i7 T770 4-core 8-thread Dell with maximum RAM, well 20 gigs RAM, the GTX 1050 in it, and yeah, my main desktop machine now. This is the one that was getting thrown out at work basically, which I've beefed up. Now what I'm actually here to say is sorry there hasn't been any videos for the last 2 weeks, but unfortunately my dad's in hospital and he's of a rather advanced age, so there's a lot of concerns going on with family issues at the moment, as goes the other machines and doing videos on the other machines. I've got two very recent Hewlett-Packard laptops at the moment, which are so blooming new that most distributions don't work on them. They either can't find the Wi-Fi firmware or they can't find the audio stuff. And of course I've got the really new, really low spec Hewlett-Packard as well, so I've got 3 HP machines. Now I thought, when I'm doing a video on each particular machine, how are you going to know that I've not distro hopped? Well, what they are now is they all look pretty much the same, the desktop. They've all got XFCE. And the Hewlett-Packards, for the moment, have got the latest Linux Mint. Because it works, because the Wi-Fi works, and because the audio works, and because it's about as far from Ubuntu you can get while being on the Ubuntu base. No snaps. No thanks. And so how you're going to be able to tell them apart, because they all share a common desktop wallpaper now. There's this one here, this burgundy affair with the faint logo with a drop shadow and a noise words images to remind you what the purpose of the channel actually is. It's not a Linux channel, it's a channel devoted to noise words images and life, the universe and everything. But the thing to look at is down the bottom right here. Now as you see on this one it says Precision T1700. Now on every other little laptop that I've got it's going to say what that one is. So it will look the same to you on the screen because they're mostly 1920 1080 screens now. But down here it will tell you what the machine is. So even though it might look the same, it ain't. Yeah. Now, yeah, the Linux Mint thing, well, a little bit of nostalgia because I used to really enjoy Linux Mint when I first started with Linux. But then I got a little bit more headstrong, a little bit more idealistic and a little bit more savvy about running Linux. And obviously now I prefer my Debian, but my Debian, currently the stable Debian is no good for these two new machines, so that's a no-no. However, I'm reliably informed that up-to-date firmware is going to be in the impending new stable, which is going to be sometime this year, so that will be transferring straight over to as and when that happens. In the meantime, everything's going to look the same because everything's going to be XFCE and everything's going to be looking like this with Adwaita icons, Adwaita black GTK theme, and what's the window manager one? Default. Although most I've actually remembered to set this to the left. Get me. So pro. So anyway, me touching base, saying why I haven't touched base. what's been going on and how you can tell which blooming machine I'm on without me having to go to the extent of telling you. There is one other machine, obviously, which I'm still using. Actually, there's two other machines. One which has got Windows 10 on. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. I like it on that machine, and that's the satellite. Not the satellite, the shuttle. And the satellite, good God, we're all spaced. Yeah, the satellite has got my beloved Mio Linux on. The open box Mio Linux, which has been on there since last September and is running like a champ. And that's the one that, as I've said before, gets most of the use. So anyway, that's me signing off. Except to say, perhaps, that, yeah, I might actually be doing some audio ripping, because I've just finally managed to get hold of a copy of this album, Acid Tales and Mermaids by Voodoo Child, which I haven't had since 1987, which I picked up after seeing the band at Acid Days at Finsbury Park. Oh yeah, along with Hawkwind, Gong, Gay Bikers on Acid, Poply itself. Oh, what a gig that was. So good. So yeah, I might be doing some ripping, so we'll do a video about that when the time comes. So, mañana.